Well, welcome to the Christy Jones Show, where it's all about living your life to the fullest. I'm a life coach, speaker, and business owner in multifamily real estate, and I've had wild success in multifamily housing for over 25 years now. I am so passionate about helping others merge their success and lead a fulfilling life, and I bring it all together right here on this podcast. So join me and let's get started to live your life to the fullest. Hey, my friend, welcome back to the Christy Jones Show. Oh my gosh, today we're going to have some fun on here. Gonna bring some fire to the table. So here's what we're diving into today. I'm going to talk about the midlife glow up, the thriving edition. I'm going to give you 6 practical, really practical, like none of the self-care fluff, okay? Talking about 6 practical tips that you can put to work in your life ASAP, because we don't want to go into dreading the next chapter of your life. I want you to freaking own your power and thrive in this next season of your life, the next chapter. And here's the thing. People can feel like this where they're like, they've lost their spark. They're just, in that slump. I call this the midlife glow up, but here's the thing. I know people that feel this way at 35, at 40, at 45, at 50, 55, 60. Sometimes it doesn't come on till later, 65, 70, like you're a rock star. But we're going to just address it right now because I say midlife glow up, but seriously, like you can find yourself kind of in this groove that just is flat literally at any stage of the game. So this is going to serve you. I know you'll be able to take some wisdom nuggets from this, put it in your pocket, pull it out when you need it. Okay. So let's get going. I'm going to bring you 6. I've got 6, got my notes here in front of me because I didn't want to miss one. A lot of times I get so excited and just in the groove when I'm doing the podcast that later I'll look back at my notes and be like, dang it, I forgot to share that, one thing that I wanted to include. So I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to refer to my notes to make sure I get it all in. Okay, so the glow up myth, it's not all about Botox and bubble baths. Although, I am totally not opposed to those, do both of them. But I want to talk to you today about what truly is going to give you that glow up. And that is, you got to understand that this time of your life is not a crisis, okay? It's a power move. It's so not a crisis. It's the moment where you can actually choose what you want to be. You can choose how you want to show up in your life. So let that sink in a little bit. You get to choose how you want to live. And I know you're like, oh no, you don't know my situation. I don't get to make the choices. I've got all these things telling me. That has to do with our perception. I know because I've in different seasons of my life, I've lived so many different experiences. And the thing that has allowed me to really thrive even when the what's hitting the fan or the outer circumstances aren't ideal. It's a little messy, a little complicated. It's because of how I've chosen to look at it. It's how I've decided to structure my mind and my thoughts. So you absolutely have the ability to do this regardless of what's going on around you. You create your reality. You experience, how do I want to word this? You experience the life that you choose to focus on. Let me say that one more time. You experience the life that you choose to focus on. All right. So everybody's got stuff, right? We are all human. We all have messy, complicated parts of our life. We all have those seasons, those days, those weeks, those situations that we're working through. But what you choose to focus on, even in the midst of that, is the part of your life that you're going to most experience. So remember that when you're in the thick of it, you will always experience the life that you choose to focus and give the most energy, the most airtime to in your brain. That's what you're going to experience. So consider that. all the time, all the time. And the great thing is that you get to control that. You get to control that. So this is not this time when I talk about midlife, again, I'm 54 years old, so I would say that I'm midlife, definitely. But I also, I mean, I don't know why, it's just always been a goal of mine to celebrate my 100th birthday, be, in good health, like not like hanging on with a thread, but in good health. I want to still, for 100, I want to be like rocketing, okay? And I believe that that's possible. My great grandma lived that long, so it's in my DNA too. So I just believe that that's going to be my reality. So I'm midlife, but again, you can feel this way. Like I said, at 30, 35, 40, 45. Really also anytime you're going through like a big transition in your life, this kind of stuff can crop up, okay? So realizing that you get to choose what you want to be and how you want to live. That's the beauty of it. So instead of trying to fix aging, and instead of trying to fix the next chapter of your life, I want you to focus on thriving, evolving, and make it the most boldest, fulfilling season yet of your life. You have to realize that even if, let's say, you're like, I'm not really midlife yet, like I'm not 50, okay? So this probably doesn't apply to me. But what you have is right now. So if you're not making the most of your life, of what you get to experience right now, because we all only have this present moment. So why not make it as good as it can be? Why not show up with the mentality that right now is my time? Right now, this season that I'm in is the best season of all. So I believe that no matter where you are in the whole timeline is kind of irrelevant. You need to decide right now that this is your time. This is the best time. And once you start looking at it that way, everything will start to shift for you. I've had that habit a long time, so I can speak from experience that like I've loved every stage of my life. There's definitely been challenges along the way. There's been like those seasons I'm like, oh my God, this is stretching me. But you have to learn to really enjoy where you're at. Enjoy the chapter that you're in. Choose how you're going to show up in that chapter. And if this is your midlife time, if you're like, if you're feeling my vibe here, if you're with me on this, you really need to implement this like yesterday. Okay. That's how urgent this is. So you get to decide who you want to be, how you want to live, start showing up that way. The hustle culture, like that's so yesterday, that's so like, that's just not in anymore. Okay. Culture, you hear me about playing small, that's out, that's got to go. Waiting for someday. I hear this so many times with clients, with friends, with family. Someday I'm going to do this, someday I'll do that. When? Now I realize certain things may not fit like within maybe the structure of your life right now. You can't do maybe you're wanting to take a certain trip and you can't be away that much right now. You've got children, but if you're in this age group that I'm at, possibly you've got you might be an empty nester like me. So then what's your excuse? So people that tend to make excuses, it doesn't really matter what season of life they're in. They're always going to make excuses. So catch that. If that's you, I've been there before. I call myself out. I'm like, wow, hang on. I'm giving myself a freaking excuse on this. We're done. We're done. So catch yourself if that's you. Because we can make those excuses. Those excuses kind of carry with us from our 30s to our 40s, and then you're in your 50s, and you're still coming up with reasons why you can't do something and you're waiting for someday. That's a really dangerous place to hang out in. So I want you to own your confidence. this is what's in. So I said like hustle culture, can't say that very good. Hustle culture is out. Playing small, like I said, I actually did a podcast on that. That's done. Okay. We don't have room for it. It's over. And well, here's what's in. What's in is that you are going to own your confidence. You're going to own your energy. You're going to own the management of yourself, own the management of your emotions and your time like a boss. Okay. So that's what you got to do. So that's my little glow up myth and my little truth bomb that I just decided to drop on you. Boom, right here in the very beginning. So let's go on to number two. Okay, I call this the hell yes filter because before you might be focusing on all the things that you want to say no to, which I mean, that's good. Know what you need to say no to. But I want you to turn on, I mean, find the switch, okay? Turn on the hell yes filter. Turn that baby on because you are only going to be making moves that light you up. Light it up. All right. So find the filter or find the light switch, flip it, let's go. You want the hell yes filter on. You want it on. So are you saying things? Are you saying yes to things that drain you? Are you saying yes to things that drain your time and energy? It is so time to flip the script on that. So as part of this whole like midlife glow up thriving edition, you got to learn to know what you're going to say hell yes to. So I kind of, well, I said the hell yes filter. Let's change that to create your own glow up filter. Create your own. If it's not a hell yes, then it's going to be an absolute no. Okay. If it's not a definite yes, then just shelve it into the no category. That's how that's going to work. So, for instance, let's say, um, we've all got obligations, or so we think, that we feel so guilty if we say no to, right? So, saying no to a guilt-driven obligation and then say yes to an experience that's going to light you up and give you joy and give you more energy. Why at this point, and I'm talking to my midlifers here right now, why at this point are you worrying about the guilt-driven obligations? Why? Like, no, no. And also for that, you're the only one making yourself feel guilty. Okay. Nobody's forcing us to feel guilty. You're choosing that. You're choosing to feel guilty. That's what I learned is that no one else is walking around going, "Oh my gosh, this is so guilt. She's so guilt. She feels so guilty over this." No, it's generally self-generated. Okay. So I just owned that and then decided that if it's not a definite yes for me, then it's probably going to go in the no category. And I'm going to feel okay about it because that's what's going to allow me to show up as my best self, which then I'm able to serve the people that I love, that means so much to me. I can show up better for them to be of service in the way that I need to be of service while I'm here on this earth to those that I want to serve. Those in my family, those outside of my family. I mean, micro and macro when you look at it. Okay. So get the hell yes filter going for yourself. Number three, let me take a breath. Are we ready? This is a midlife confidence hack, okay? You have to borrow from your future self at times because how do I explain this? So, like, if you're in a space right now where you're not feeling the best about yourself, and I talk all the time about some of the basics. In fact, I think I just shared it on my social media about like 4 or 5 like non-negotiables that allow me to have like the best energy. And it's things like moving your body, nutrition, hydration, getting some natural light. I don't know if I put rest on there or sleep, but That's definitely one. And so you see what I'm saying? Like, you have to do the things that allow you and give you like the ability to feel good, to have your energy level. And when I say energy, yeah, physical energy, but I also just mean energetically. Like you know, how do I explain that? Sometimes you're with someone and you can like, oh, they've got such good energy. Like, I feel really good. And then other people, like, they just drain you and you're like, oh my gosh, like, I can't get away fast enough, right? Or you just want to put a shield up because you just don't want any of that mojo to like creep into you. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of energy. So the midlife confidence hack is if you're not kind of feeling it right now, and I get it. I mean, we all have those days. I just had one the other day. I was like, borrow from your future self. What do you mean, Christy? How do you do that? Imagine yourself a little further down the road. Okay. So imagine yourself like 10 years from now. What advice would she give you? Would she tell you just, and also that future version of yourself is in that super confident space, is thriving, is, on point and living their best life and showing up in the way they want to show up, living their life in the way they want to live their life. So that's your future self, okay? So go ask her on the days that you're just like, I'm not feeling it. I need a confidence hack. So go borrow from your future self. Go have a little conversation with her, okay? And what advice would she give you right now? Because she's already done it. Like, she's done it. She's there. She's like crushing it. Okay. She's feeling super confident. What would she tell you? Well, I know that regardless of some specific things to you that she might tell you, but she definitely tell you to stop second guessing yourself. We have to stop second guessing ourselves. Is she going to tell you, go start the business, do the thing that you're wanting to do? Quit letting the fear of it not working or what your friends might say. Who cares? She's going to tell you, you need to go. You need to start. You need to do it. If you feel that pull, you need to do it. You have a trip that you're wanting to take. What would she tell you? She'd say, go take the trip now. Figure out a way to make it happen. Maybe even if you can't take that particular dream trip, what can you do right now? Do that. Action, like when we take action, it creates momentum and it builds your confidence to do it again. So go visit your future self when you're having those times. So your midlife confidence hack, like you will get more confident. Keep borrowing from your future self, okay? Listen to that wisdom of the version of you that's like, girl, I got you. Like, I know how you're feeling, but look at me. She's going to be like, look at this, okay? Keep going. Do this, do this. Don't give up on yourself. Keep doing the basics. Show up. Put yourself as a priority. Move your body. I mean, all the things. So have a little chit chat with your future self from time to time. Also, and on the take the trip thing, I do want to say because I have this going on within my circle of a few friends, and like if you follow me, you know I've always I like to I love adventure. Thankfully, I'm married to someone that loves it too, and but even like when I was young, pre-child, even though they were, road trips in my car, they were, the things that I wanted to do. I might jump on a train. I went from middle America to the West Coast on Amtrak one time. I mean, I was just fearless. Like I wanted to do that kind of stuff. I was just going to figure it out. And so even now, I love to travel and I love to be looking at what might be the next interesting or exciting or learn something new. I love to go to new places and when we've gone to other countries and learn about their way of life and see how they live. I mean, it's really cool. But that's something that I personally like. But I have some friends that like we all that like there's that conversation that goes on. And I know that there are people, and I mean, I know because in the last couple months I've sat in on these conversations and they're like, I want to take a trip. I want to do something. I want to, we can't keep wishing. We have to take action. We can't just keep wishing for it to happen. Because, see, time goes by. And then, so go talk to your future self. Is she going to tell you, pick a place, make the reservation, and go? Just just get going. She's probably going to tell you that. So go have that conversation with your future self. I know the whole, like I said, I've just sat in some conversations lately when it comes to people saying, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to take the trip, and they have the means to do it. So um, then do it. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's times times of the essence. So this is your time. So take advantage of that. Midlife, okay, I'll specifically talk to my midlifers here. Realize that midlife, it is not the halftime show. This is your freaking main event, okay? This is not the halftime show. And actually, I think that you can take that same mentality regardless of your age, whatever number, it doesn't matter. It's the main event. Why? Because it's what you're living right now. We say, oh, midlife is the halftime show. Sure. If you're going to live to 100 like me, because I know I will, but we don't know, right? So the main event is today. The main event is right now. Start looking and approaching your life in that way, and I promise you, everything's going to change. Yes, we plan for the future. Yes, we look down the road and we have foresight of, making plans. And I'm not saying you just have to 100% live in the moment and just go hog wild. That's not what I'm saying. There's a balance and a synergy to it. But if you constantly keep putting off your life in any way, when are you living your life? If you're always putting it off. So find that rhythm for yourself of what feels good, of live your life now, but yet also look forward to the amazing future that you have. When I look forward into my future, I do not see doom and gloom and heaviness and getting old and it's going to be so horrible. I'm freaking excited about it. Now, maybe I'm a little mental and that's fine. I like being here. So come to my camp every once in a while. It's a lot better than being down and discouraged and ticked off about everything. Like, I don't have time for it. I just don't have time for it. So midlife isn't necessarily the halftime show, it's the main event. And honestly, regardless of your age, it's the main event because it's right now. That's what you're getting. That's what you're getting right now is you are getting to step into your life right now. So shift your mindset to that and get in line with that. And then realize that on this midlife confidence challenge that can come up, realize that confidence isn't given, it is built. Now, yes, there are some that are just maybe just it flows a little more easier. You'd be like, oh, they're just always confident and they're just born with it. It's built. It's built over time because we all struggle with those ebbs and flows of our confidence from time to time. So every time you do something that scares you, quite honestly, you become a better version of yourself who owns it. All right. So know that confidence isn't given, it's built. So do things that make you feel a little nervous, a little uneasy, like I'm not sure. You're not sure because you don't do it enough. That's why you're not sure. So keep doing it. And then your confidence builds in it. And also, when we do something and it kind of like we're on rocky ground, we fall, so if you want to say fail, we fall short, we have a misstep. don't let that rock the boat. Don't let that like go, okay, forget it. Forget it. Like, no confidence, just forget it. Didn't work out. No. That's when it's so important to get back up, to go again, to do the thing again, because that is where confidence is built. You can't let a discouragement, a setback, a failure stop you in your tracks. You are so much more than that. So do not give that the power. Yeah, it'll hurt, it'll sting. We are so resilient. Like, we need to quit acting like we're just little fragile flowers, okay? We are resilient. You are resilient. You're not giving yourself enough credit. Men and women are resilient. We have that get back into the game ability. So stir that up within yourself and discover your confidence by building it, by doing the thing. All right. Okay. Number four, energy over everything. I want you to manage your power, like your personal energy, like a freaking CEO. That's how I want you to look at it. There are three types of energy. If I were to like try to simplify this a little bit: physical, mental, and emotional. Okay. So how to protect them? How do you protect them? How you need to be doing what I call a daily audit. So you need to look at who or what is draining you of your energy. Who or what is fueling you of your energy. Be aware of that. Don't be like oblivious to it. So at least open that awareness to that. And then I want you to reclaim your energy, reclaim that spark. You can do that through, hello, how many times have I said this? I always talk about movement, music, breath work. There's, you just got to shake off the stagnation. You got to shake off that energy. Okay. There's a million ways to do it, but you got to reclaim your own energy, reclaim that spark. And that's your responsibility. So take ownership of that. So I want you to manage your power, manage your energy like you're the CEO, because you are. Okay. You are. You're in charge of you. And your biggest resource is your energy, physical, mental, and emotional. So take ownership of that. Okay. Number 5, I'm going to talk about fun and adventure. Here's the thing. This is why you need to play more. This is why you need to have more fun and adventure in your life. High achievers often forget that fun is a necessary component for your success strategy. It's a real easy one to forget. It's a real easy one to just kind of push to the side and be like, I don't need that. I'm all this and a bag of chips and I'm crushing life and blah, blah, blah. That might be true. But fun and adventure, it fuels your creativity. It gives you resilience, and it also creates connection. So you need it as part of your success strategy for the long term. Okay. I'm interested in, like, when I talk about success and fulfillment, I'm not talking about like a flash in the pan. Okay. Like, I've known plenty of people that could be a flash in the pan and have their spurt of success or their little thing. No, we want like consistent. We're looking at long term. So for long term success strategy, you've got to be able to weave in that fun and adventure into your life. So I did a whole episode on this about how to get out of autopilot mode. But that's what I'm going to touch on here, on how do I create fun and adventure in my life, Christy? Well, you got to get out of autopilot mode for one, okay? And when you get out of that, you're going to try something new. Try something new. Like, every month, make it a goal that you try something new. It can be big or small, it doesn't matter. The main thing is it needs to be something new for yourself. Excuse me. I was at breakfast yesterday with some girlfriends, and this is such a simple example, like such a simple example, like really small example. Okay. But it came to mind. So, um, menu, look at it, waiter comes, what would you like? And I think I was the second one to order. And so I mean, I've never ordered this particular, I've eaten at this place a lot, but I always, generally, I'm just like, I'll try this, and I just pick something. And so I picked an item off the menu, and my friend says, "Oh my gosh, I forget the word that she used. I wish I could remember the word she used to describe me, but it was something like when she described it, I go, "What do you mean?" She goes, "You just pick, you don't ever eat the same thing. You just try things all the time." Like she noticed that when we sit down and go to restaurants that she said I was not a creature of habit when it came to that I'm just more spontaneous and open to trying something different on the menu. And I went, yeah, I mean, to me, it seemed like I've done it for so long and I constantly put myself in situations, make decisions that are outside of my comfort zone. So I've kind of come to like it. I know that might seem a little twisted, but I like it because I always know there's good things on the other side of that, even if I feel a little uncomfortable in the moment or it's a stretch. And this is a super small example about the whole menu thing. But she was like, "You're just always like so spontaneous and you'll order just try anything and you don't know, I don't sit there and drill the waiter with a million questions. I'm just like, let's do this. Let's try this." And so that got me thinking that you have to weave things into your world, into your life that are getting you out of autopilot mode. If you always order, like for this example, like if you're always ordering the exact same thing off the menu for breakfast, I mean, flip the switch, get out of autopilot, and pick something else that you normally wouldn't try. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? I like maybe you don't love it a whole bunch. I mean, okay. I mean, none of us are literally starving to death, so few of us are. Not many of us are starving to death. So, I mean, it's all going to be fine. It's going to work out. Do something small like that. So, you got to get out of autopilot mode, big or small. Try to pick one thing a month. And then I hope you end up going, I love constantly like getting out of my comfort zone. Trust me, it's so fun. It's great. It stretches you, you grow. And then when the big things show up, like the big things where you're like, okay, maybe you're stepping, whatever, maybe you have a big presentation to give at work and it's in front of, 300 people at your company and that's not the day to day for you. You're going to be able to handle that uncomfortable feeling a whole lot better when that time comes along because your body and your mind is used to not being an autopilot and you're used to handling and managing that uncomfortable feeling and working through it. Give yourself permission to be playful. We don't have to be so serious all the time, all right? It's good to laugh. It's good to have fun. Take a dance class. Sing the music in your car. If you're into karaoke, go sing karaoke. I've got a friend in California that she goes to this place, which is in the area that I live, and she loves to go sing karaoke on Monday nights. And I mean, it's not something that I really desire to do, but she loves it. And it's so fun. And she's not a singer. I wouldn't say that like she's a great singer. Not like she's not going to go on American Idol or anything like that. But and try to, go through that route to start her singing career. She loves it. So do it. I think it's awesome. She has so much fun with it. So you've got to ditch. And this whole, what I'm calling midlife glow up, which you can do at any time of your life, um, I'm really encouraging you to ditch the "I'm too old for that" excuse. No. I mean, says who? Like, I was at the park the other day with my grandson, who's absolutely adorable, I might add. So, shameless plug on that. So, I think he is the cutest, sweetest boy in the whole world. And we're at the park and we go down. He wants to go down the tallest ladder that there is. And so I go up there. He's 3. And so I climb it with him. We both sit down. We go down the ladder. So much fun. He's giggling. I'm giggling. Like, it was a blast. We've done that. That's not like the first time we've done that, but it's so fun. So give yourself permission. Say, I'm too old to do that. Like, that's just an excuse. So let your wall down, have some fun, be playful, rediscover that side of yourself. And trust me, you will automatically, you'll feel your glow up happening. All right. So be playful, laugh, have fun, give yourself opportunities to do that. The last thing, number 6, the midlife glow up. I've got this little cheat sheet. And this is just a little fast, fun wrap up to this episode. I hope you've enjoyed this as much as I have. I thought that now is the time. I haven't talked on this subject in a while here on the podcast. So I thought it's spring. We're coming out of winter. We're excited for spring and summer. So I'm bringing it to you because I want you to have a fabulous rest of the year, regardless if you are midlife like me, you're my people, or if you're younger, or if you're older, regardless, you can apply this stuff to your life. Okay, so here is the little cheat sheet. All right, so be sure you write this down. Circle back to this if you're listening to this podcast and you're out. Hopefully you're walking, you're working out, you're maybe in the car, but come back to this because you want to jot these 5 things down, okay? So number 1, here are Christy's glow up rules. Here we go. Number 1, if it drains you, it's got to go. Number 2, future you wouldn't wait, so why are you? That's one to ponder. Number 3, confidence is built in action, not in overthinking. It's in the doing. Number 4, energy is your most valuable currency. Never forget that. Spend it wisely. And remember, I talked about energy. You've got physical, mental, and emotional energy. And number 5, my friend, fun isn't optional. It's absolutely essential. So I want you to write down those 5 things, but I want you to take all of this today, kind of digest it a little bit. I want you to think about what is going to be your biggest glow up goal for this year. I want you to drop me a DM if you're on social. Email me. My email is going to be down below in the show notes somewhere. And if you want to go deeper on this, if you want coaching, I have the best way to get started with me if in a really, really easy way to get started with me is in my membership, the Flourishing Edge Inner Circle. I'm opening the doors again, opening them on March 25th, and we're starting on April 1st. Okay, so come on, come all, and just go to the link below, click on that, and it'll give you all the details. Okay, it'll explain what's in the membership. How do I do it? Where do I log in? How do I get coaching? How's this work? What all's included? How much does it cost? It's very affordable. And actually, you're going to save, I think, $85 if you do the yearly membership. So it's all there for you. Okay, so go check it out. In the meantime, my friend, I want you to glow up. And I want you to get your thriving edition of your life started today. All right. I will see you guys next week here on the podcast. Until then, stay fabulous. I want to thank you for tuning in today to the podcast. And I hope you've enjoyed the conversation and all the info that's been shared today. And I hope you've come away with a few ideas on how to make the most out of it for your life. If you loved this episode, be sure to share it with your friends and family. And also make sure you subscribe to the podcast and tap that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Also, it would mean the absolute world to me if you would leave a podcast review. So until next time, my friend, keep flourishing and thriving and live your life to the